Darth Plagueis the Wise, first uttered in a hushed, haunting tone by Chancellor Palpatine in Revenge of the Sith, has long lingered as one of Star Wars' most tantalizing mysteries. Fans have speculated for nearly 2 decades about the Sith Lord who could manipulate midichlorians to create life and even cheat death. And now, after years of canon teases and abandoned threads, Star Wars has finally paid off that chilling line. But the real shocker? It's far more significant than we ever imagined. The latest canon content, courtesy of the Acolyte, the rise of the Red Blade, and recent revelations in the High Republic novels, finally converges to suggest that Plagueis wasn't just a myth whispered in Sith bedtime stories. He was real, terrifying, and a critical node in a Sith lineage that stretches further back and forward than previously known. The new payoff doesn't merely confirm Plagueis' existence, it reframes the rise of the Sith and casts Palpatine's own power grab in a different, more desperate light. According to the Acolyte, set roughly a century before the Phantom Menace, a shadowy Sith cult has been orchestrating conflicts and gathering Force-sensitive children under the radar of the Jedi. These movements closely mirror what Palpatine described. The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural. For the first time, we see canonical evidence of a Sith master who is obsessed with transcending death, not in vague terms, but through active experiments. Fans of the now Legends novel Darth Plagueis will recognize this ambition immediately, but the new canon ups the stakes. Plagueis' work may have set in motion not just Palpatine's rise, but the very creation of Anakin Skywalker. One of the most pivotal scenes in the Acolyte's recent episodes shows a mysterious Sith-aligned scientist attempting to use Force energy and dark rituals to influence the birth of Force-sensitive beings. The technique eerily resembles the unnatural manipulation Palpatine once alluded to. And while the series stops short of naming Plagueis directly, a hooded figure overseeing the ritual bears the moon-like appearance associated with the character from Legends. His obsession with balance, creation, and the metaphysical border between life and death ties everything together. Furthermore, the rise of the Red Blade adds more fuel to the fire. The book features a subplot in which Jedi discover corrupted kyber crystals, tainted by dark side energy, that are being studied in secret by cloaked figures unaligned with the Sith Order as known to the Jedi Council. These dark scholars, obsessed with what they call the eternal cycle, speak of a master whose goal is to end death's finality and unify the Force through chaos. Though unnamed, the fingerprints point once again to Plagueis. In this light, Palpatine's killing of Plagueis isn't just an ambitious apprentice overthrowing his master. It becomes a desperate act by a man terrified that he might never surpass the true genius behind Sith immortality. Ironically, Palpatine kills the only being who might have actually mastered death, thus cutting off the very knowledge he later seeks as he's consumed by fear of his own demise. This tragedy adds a Shakespearean depth to the Sith rule of two dynamic and aligns with Star Wars' broader themes of fear leading to ruin. But perhaps the most staggering revelation comes from a single line uttered by a holocron-guarding droid in the Acolyte's latest installment. While defending a Sith shrine deep beneath the ruins of Jedha, the droid says, "All knowledge flows from the root. He who shaped the root shaped all who followed." That cryptic phrase might have seemed like poetic nonsense, until one episode later, we learn that the root was a term used by Plagueis' cult for the primordial wound in the Force, the moment the Jedi began distancing themselves from emotion and compassion. Plagueis didn't just want to live forever. He wanted to undo the Jedi's fundamental split from the Force itself. This context reframes everything about the prequel trilogy. If Plagueis' legacy was about restoring a deeper emotional connection to the Force, albeit through dark, unnatural means, it casts the Jedi's failures with Anakin in an even harsher light. They didn't just lose a chosen one. They pushed him toward fulfilling a Sith plan that had been in motion for 100 years. The Jedi's emotional detachment becomes not just a character flaw, but a fatal blind spot exploited by Plagueis' philosophical descendants. By paying off the Darth Plagueis thread in this layered, multi-medium way, Lucasfilm is signaling a deeper, more interconnected mythology. It's not enough anymore to see the Sith as mere villains. They're ideologues, philosophers, and in some twisted way, reformers. Plagueis wasn't just trying to cheat death, he was trying to rewrite the entire Force cosmology.